Today, I really want to just share with you some of the things that have motivated me. A few quick steps that'll help you do what I'm doing and monetize your clutter. You will actually end up with clear, open, beautiful spaces in your home, your closet, your garage, your drawers, and also generate some cash and make room for something new in your life. Do you have mounds of clutter in your closet, in your attic, in your garage, so much so that you can't even pull your cars into the garage? Well, you're not alone. I have realized that when I moved here, one of the things I really loved about this new house was that there was empty spaces, there was open spaces. But little by little, it seemed as though, I guess it's human nature, I filled the void with new purchases. Now, it didn't really matter if those purchases came from Dillard's, Macy's, TJ Maxx, Ross. It didn't really matter because those were my new and exciting little purchases, and I would come home with that retail therapy kind of feeling. But now that I've been here 7 years, I'm starting to realize that I've accumulated a lot of stuff that doesn't really serve me. Now, I just came across the other day 3 cameras that I have been storing in the primary closet, and I don't use them. I haven't used them since 2011. It's silly for me to hang on to these. They're bulky, they're taking up space, and they have a fixed value, something I can sell on Facebook Marketplace. Some items are more in line with, say, an Etsy type of sale, like jewelry or other things. Or collectibles, those do better probably on Etsy, but does it have a value? Is it something that I can let go of and also turn into a monetary value? And the more I think about wanting to travel and potentially relocate at some point down the road, the more I realize this is not a good thing. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about this concept of monetizing your clutter. Now, I've got a quick story that I want to tell you that will help you get motivated around this. Today I want to share with you what's been happening here across the last couple weeks. And just in 1 week alone, I sold maybe 6 items, 7 items, and I walked away with $425 in my pocket. Prior to that, it was a beautiful piece of pottery, but I sold a piece of pottery that in the moment when I bought it, I felt like it really reflected where I live here in my new environment, and I really, really wanted to have something that reflected my new home, my new state. But the more time passed, the less important it became to me. And when I Googled it, I realized it was worth about $350. So I sold it for $330. And I'm stashing all this money into kind of a slush fund so that I can do something exciting. Maybe take a trip, maybe go out to dinner more often, maybe get ready to move to a different place. So it's a win-win. You can get rid of your clutter, which, let's face it, no one's really motivated to do. I mean, it's really hard to motivate yourself behind getting dirty, opening up boxes, sorting through things. There's a lot of emotion behind, rediscovering something, and then you put it aside, you go sit down, and you feel exhausted. This is real. If it's not in your head, it really is exhausting to clear through the clutter because we are remembering experiences or times of our life, and that remembrance is tiring. It just is. And a lot of times that's what stops us from wanting to let go of those items. So I really want to just share with you some of the things that have motivated me. It all started with me being really, really tired with the boxes in my garage. Now, I lived in the same house for 33 years. I have a lot of heirloom things from my parents, even my grandparents, from the turn of the century. and also an awful lot of baby albums. And those are things that you're not going to part with. Those are your children's memories. And my children aren't, even though they're old enough, they really aren't settled into a specific location where they've bought a house and are ready to take away some of this from my garage. So for now, I'm the keeper of the wisdom of the family history. That being said, I realized thinking back on when I packed that sometimes I threw a few things in the box to pad it, to fill the box to the brim so that they wouldn't collapse in, or to add extra padding for fragile things. So I thought, you know what, it might be a good idea to get in there and take a look. I started with my own things because I really didn't want to start to purge or clear things that might have an impact on the kids. So I have an awful lot of boxes that say master's degree. Now, I wrote a lot of papers, and yes, they are on my computer, but I have all of my professor's notes and things that seemed really important to me. I have 4 ginormous boxes in my garage that say master's degree. So I opened them all up across basically a weekend and sorted through it. And as it turned out, there was a mishmash of things. Really, one box was my master's degree papers and the things that I really do hold in high value and high regard, and I do want to keep. At some point, I might be willing to part with those and just keep the digital versions. I also found a box of training materials that had nothing to do with my master's degree, but had some related topics. And I realized they have value because they are training materials that I paid for. Sometimes I paid a lot of money for them. And someone might want to have that knowledge, have that experience, and I can sell it cheaper than the original cost, and see where that goes. So it's really just a matter of seeing where there's interest. You never know until you try. So I've put those aside to sell. So one of the key things I want to leave you with to ponder is this unexpected sense of clarity and joy in not having clutter. You know, the drawers close, there's enough hangers in the closet, you can pull 2 cars into the garage if you wanted to. There's just an amazing sense of serenity that you don't expect. But my daughter's very good at not hanging on to things, and she moves through the world with almost nothing in terms of personal possessions. So much so that I know I personally couldn't do it, but I know that there must be a win in doing this. And she doesn't hold on to anything that no longer serves her. So that's an emotional win as well as a tangible physical win in your space. So I leave you with that thought. And don't forget the most important thing of all, which is you can monetize the things you no longer want, and you can do something really, really fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed today's topic. Don't forget to like or subscribe down below. It really helps the channel. It helps other people find the channel. And it means an awful lot to me to know that you like what I'm doing.